Hey church family, Pastor Dan here. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with one of our very special missionaries, Tom and Brooke Harshberger. And I want to give you a chance to listen in and learn a little bit more about who they are and about some of the obstacles that they've been facing out on the field. You guys probably didn't envision 2020 missions looking like this. Catch me up on what some of the highlights have been. Also, there's going to be some people watching that really aren't quite familiar with you guys yet. So give me a little quick introduction for those who are watching and aren't really sure who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing there.
I'm originally from North Syracuse. I grew up there my whole life, was part of North Central as a kid and teenager, and then did a couple of years youth pastoring there, and then met Brooke in Harrisburg. Moved overseas about 3 years ago with AGWM to serve as missionaries in Northern Ireland. Came here and helped plant a church in a town called Downpatrick in Northern Ireland. And we were essentially campus pastors for the church for 2.5 years, doing kids ministry, worship, preaching, all that kind of stuff. And then felt led to leave and move on to the next assignment in December of 2019.
For people who don't know us, we're here for the purpose of church planting. So that's all that we're about. And when we left the church we were campus pastors at in December, we left with the intention of this fall, so like right about now, really getting the ball rolling for a brand new church plant in a new town. And then obviously with everything closing down, we've had a lot, as everybody has done, a lot of pivoting, lack of a better word, that we've had to do in ministry. So that's what we're about for those of you who don't know us. And then, yeah, it's just been hit after hit this year for a lot of people. But that's who we are, and that's why we're here.
Let me dive into two-part. Tell us a little bit about the challenges recently related to the specific mission work that you're there to do, breaking away to start something new and fresh as well on your own. So tell me a little bit about the challenges ministry-wise.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge has just been the shift in what you can do and what you can't do. We've just found that having to make plans and look to the future has just been kind of almost impossible, just because you just don't know what you can do. It was right before lockdown, so we went down to this city that we had looked at for church planting and had a couple meetings with people and preached at a couple churches and just kind of gotten just as involved as we could in the community, meeting people as we could. But then whenever lockdown hit, it was like, well, what do we do now? We've kind of had to pivot in the way that we approach ministry here. And so we don't have a goofy looking room like this in our house for no reason. And the reason why we have this room is we've been working we're doing kids ministry on YouTube. And we started that in February of this past year, just starting getting things off the ground. And so we started a channel called Party Create that's all about faith and art and creativity and all that kind of stuff. And so we're essentially right now what we're doing is we're doing short videos, instructional videos for kids on how to do different art projects and crafts and things like that, but incorporating Ireland and Northern Ireland specifically. And really using it as a platform for us to get into the school systems here in the town that we're going to be moving to plant a church. And so we were looking for an opportunity to really get connected to families in the community in Newry, which is the town that we're looking at. We were looking at ways to do that, and we figured, hey, there's nothing on YouTube for kids in Northern Ireland at all. Like, there's just not anything. I mean, you can watch endless hours of Dora the Explorer, whatever, on YouTube. But as far as like something that is specific for this region, we felt like that there was a really good opportunity there. And it's turned out to be really successful for us with, school districts and connecting with principals and administrators and people just excited about what we're doing. And I'd never in a million years thought I'd be starting a kids program on YouTube. But here I am trying to be, Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers at the same time. And
I think of you more as Dude Perfect, honestly.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah.
Am I right in assuming that the timing of it all, I mean, kind of devoting yourself and focusing on video production and literally a YouTube channel in February? I mean, am I misreading that timing? Is that not spot on?
Yeah, it was crazy because we had started thinking about it in December, and we were talking about, what can we do to get into the community for 2020 in a way that's non-threatening, in a way that we can lend ourselves to the culture here more than just come in with our show and our thing and, hey, we're the Americans coming to, do whatever here.
Not that we were going to do that.
Not that we were going to do that.
We were afraid we would be perceived
but
that
that's
way.
Yeah. One of the things that we're doing, I'm interviewing makers with the puppet that we have, and going to different people's studios and workshops in Northern Ireland, and really just highlighting what they're doing.
Amazing.
And it just kind of bridges the gap for us relationally when it comes to people's perceptions of us. We could say that it was a coincidence, but knowing that like the lockdown hit maybe 2 months after we started planning and dreaming about it. I mean, if we didn't have anything to do over these last few months with the lockdown, we would have gone absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And walking through everything that we're walking through, we have gone a little bit insane.
Yeah.
But it's been a godsend to have something to focus on that we know has the ability to make an impact.
Yeah.
And it's cool because we went this YouTube route. We're now connected to local schools and connected to local businesses in ways that we did not think we were going to be able to.
It's low-key brilliant. I mean, really, you think about the people letting you right into their screens on their devices and then letting you into their shops and their lives. I mean, and I'm especially struck by how it's targeted at the region and the idea that kids are identifying with where they are because there's nothing else and no one else that does it. I mean, it's brilliant. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know Tom and Brooke Harshberger. We've been interviewing them and listening and learning about who they are, some of the obstacles that they have faced out there in Northern Ireland in 2020, and also about the opportunity that God has provided for them to start a children's ministry. The journey doesn't stop now. They need your love, they need your support. Obviously, they need our prayer, and I want to encourage you and challenge you to be a part of supporting them as their home church here in North Central Church. You can find them on northcentral.org. They're in our missionary page. It will have all the ways to contact them, support them. Let them know that you're with them. Let them know that you're thinking about them and praying about them. And don't hesitate for 1 second to represent the body of Christ, supporting them in every way you can.